I'd love to hear your sort of thoughts around quote unquote crypto and whether or not it's got another bull run in it and how you typically explain it to, I guess, people who are uninitiated, who haven't necessarily done a deep dive in Bitcoin.
I think Satoshi created this amazing new invention which allowed for a new form of money to exist on the internet. And unfortunately, a lot of people saw that as a way to enrich themselves by copycatting what he did and pretending what they had created was as good as Bitcoin. Unfortunately, most of these things are outright scams. In fact, I would say 99% of them are outright scams, which is just a new coin with fancy marketing created just for the sole purpose of enriching the person who created it with no other and they'll give you all these reasons why their coin is really interesting and what features it has, but what they really lack is the liquidity, the network effect, the regulatory framework that now exists around Bitcoin that exists in many, many countries. And most countries see these things as securities. That is, they are basically just stocks created by a person or a small group of people to make money for themselves. So there's a few exceptions to this. Ethereum is, has existed for quite a while now and is the one that most people ask about when they first come to Bitcoin and they say, what about this other Ethereum thing?
Mm.
I think the problem with Ethereum is that it's really treated itself more as a piece of software than as a network protocol. And why that's important is that as a piece of software, you want, the software to be upgraded and you can add new bells and whistles. But as a network protocol and as a monetary system, you really don't want it to change. Gold was money for 5,000 years because it was stable and predictable and it didn't suddenly, morph into copper or something else. It was a fixed supply, very short, very limited supply, and that's why it became so valuable. The problem with Ethereum and the fact that it can be changed as easily as it can be changed is that you really can't rely on its monetary policy remaining constant. That's the one thing that really sets Bitcoin apart. The fact that its supply is limited to 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be mined and created is unique. And it's because Bitcoin is a truly decentralized system that is very, very hard to change. And the fact that it's hard to change, that it's immutable, makes it really quite different to any of these other coins that have been created. They're all, just little pieces of software that people tinker with and can change very easily. And so you really can't rely on them. So I would say Bitcoin is quite different. It's the only truly decentralized system. It's the only system that is immutable, and so that you can trust the rules of Bitcoin. And the most important rule is that there'll never be more than 21 million Bitcoin.